The Philadelphia Eagles don't develop Jalen Hurts. They quit just like they did with Wentz. Only in Philly can you get the content like you see each and every single week. Because of this football team, good afternoon to you. Dan Sileo here on a football Monday. And boy, the hits just keep coming. Or the sidebar stories keep continuing for the Philadelphia Eagles. And as I'm doing the morning show in Tampa, by the way, I'm going to tie both teams into one another where a true MVP is playing. Za'Darius Smith retires, and it shocks everyone, including the Philadelphia Eagles, and he does it on social media. I'm not sure he went to the team and told them first. I think he just retired on social media on his Instagram. And here's your edge rushers now in Philly. Aziza Ujulari. Who? Jalix Hunt, who is underachieved. Nolan Smith, who's paper mache. And Joshua Uche. Dude, you're going nowhere. Howie Roseman in the offseason, I told you, did not replace the talent that you lost because he was more concerned about 26 and 27, and everyone fought me on that. That record of 4-2 is fraudulent. It's fraudulent. I don't want to hear anything about your injuries. Every team in the National Football League is going through them now. And as I tell everyone, that is part of it. Hey, by the way, Bob Lang, couple things here. That stuff that they've put out that it had nothing to do with the Philadelphia Eagles is ridiculous. He didn't want to go through the process because he saw this thing's not going anywhere. He says, I'm out. I thought this football team was going to have a shot at being a Super Bowl contender. It's not worth it to me. I'm out. Doesn't have the heart to go through it. Doesn't have the heart to go through it, nor does he want to play. Wow. And now you're thin at edge. You've been thin at edge the entire offseason for about 11 months now. You've done nothing to replace these players. Every single one of you told me that you were going to replace these guys. Here we are on a Monday, and you're no longer the best team in the NFC. You're not the best team in the NFC. Bump Franklin, fire Titans, clean house. Blowtorch defense, this team looking like a 9-8 football team. I said it was an 11-win football team, and I also told you that I believe that the Commanders are going to win the NFC East. I feel pretty good about that. Got a game tonight. By the way, week 6 of the NFL closes up. Bills and Falcons, Bears and Commanders tonight, doubleheader on ESPN. But the news of the day is that Za'Darius Smith quitting on the Eagles. He just quit. You signed your name to something and you quit. You don't want to do it anymore. Why? By the way, I don't need a diatribe press release. I don't need a press release from Bob Lang. Bob, he quit. He quit. He just quit. That's okay. So the guy's heart wasn't in it when Howie signed him. It was barely. What changed overnight? Well, he didn't want to go through the bumps and bruises, and he saw what he had on the football team, and he didn't want to go through it. He quit. I'll tell you one thing I give him credit for. At least he saw the writing on the wall and didn't want to go through the charade. Super chats go to the top. please hit the like button. He watched them quit Thursday and said, I'm not wasting my time with this shit. Agent Bob Lane could say what they want. We know what's real. Absolutely. The team quit on Thursday night against the Giants. They put their fucking hand in the air and waved and said, I'm out. So did he. He said, I'm out now and I don't want to play anymore. And I don't want to play here. Don't believe anything that Bob Lang, that PR propaganda king in Philadelphia, puts out. I know that guy since San Francisco, and he's been the biggest asshole in PR in NFL history. I know who this asshole is. I had to go over his head numerous times to go to Mr. DeBartolo to get anybody on my program when I was on in San Francisco. My old lady used to program my show and book my show when I was in San Francisco, and that guy's an asshole. He's been an asshole ever since he's been in the league. And now he runs the PR department for the Eagles, calls FS1, calls every single person on me and says, don't go on Sileo's show. You know what people tell him? Hey, Bob, fuck you. That's what Doug Peterson said. That's a fact. That guy's an asshole. And all Eagle fans believe that guy and whatever he says. He's a propaganda king. Do you know that guy worked at like Revlon and was like some sort of like PR guy? He was like, I think he worked at like a cosmetic company prior to getting that job. I mean, come on, dude. Don't believe anything out of that place. The head coach lies to you. The head coach doesn't mean to lie to you. But this is hey, dude, you're just like me. We can see the writing on the wall. The team quit on Thursday, so he said, fuck it, I don't want to be part of this. My heart was half in it anyway. Za'Darius Smith's a good football player. But his heart wasn't in it. As a matter of fact, I give him a lot of credit for a 10-plus year veteran guy going home one night, looking in the mirror and saying this, I have to quit. Let me tell you this. The most difficult thing I ever did in my life. Now, my situations were different because I was blackballed in numerous places. I had to string a 7-year pro football career together. One day I'm playing in Canada. I look in the fucking mirror and I go, I'm 33 years old. 34 years old. And I go, I'm done. So I walked into the Las Vegas posse of the CFL, and I walked into Ron Meyer's office and said, I told my wife, my girlfriend at the time, I said, you know what? She goes, are you sure? My wife went through me with the whole journey of all the bullshit. She just went like this, are you sure? And I said, yeah, this is it. I can't do it anymore. And I give them credit for that. Dude, you know how hard it is to walk? From the time I was 8 years old until the time I was 34, I played football. Do you know how hard that is to put that shit away? It was the most difficult thing I ever did in my life outside of my family. Just to get the fuck away from the game, you had to go, I quit. I never said that in my life. Hey, I'm done. And that was it. His ass was half in it. He wanted to get, hey, dude, when you start doing this, do you think I should quit? I started asking my girlfriend, wife back then, do you think I should quit? She knew right there it was over. Man, if you're talking like this, why go through it? Why go through it? Too much to get to where you want. You have to do too much. I'll tell you what I like watching. My kid, I tell you, she works out in the off season of rugby, right? All that shit, I don't want to do anymore. I don't want to do that shit anymore. Okay? You see this guy right here? Let me just address this. This guy thinks his 4-2 record, you're 10-1, dude, 2023. You're going down. End of story. You have no shot at winning the Super Bowl. End of story. Seals, give me your ideal trade to fix some of this shit we are dealing with right now. What would you do to fix this BS? Coaching, defense, or other issues? Juice, great question, and thank you. Okay? Hey, dude, why should I bet my show? I'll make you a point. I'll bet you being here or you not being here. That's what I'll do from now on. Okay? If you win the Super Bowl, I'll make you a deal there, LJ. I'll set the fucking rules. It's my show. Here's the deal, guy. If they win the Super Bowl, you get to stay. If they lose it, you are blocked. How's that for you? You are blocked. There we go. I'll bet that. Seals, I'll go there in a second here. Xander, we got a couple supers that I missed. Okay? Seals, difference between now and 23, people like me, Abe, Flex, and Kimberly Sue, we aren't buying the bullshit. Good for you. Amen. Got one more there, Xander. We're going to just be, of course you are, man. Here's Bob Lane's son. If we were 6-0, he would still be here. He said, F this. Absolutely. How about this, Leon? I think if they hadn't quit, LJ, why would I bet my show when I don't want to? You're the one here. You're the one that doesn't have to be here. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Bet my show. Then where the fuck will you go with your useless life? Yeah, I agree, Sills. It's over, man. How about this? Marshall. Not exactly over. Okay? Not exactly over. I'm going to answer that from Juice. I like that question from Juice. But let me finish up with Za'Darius. He fucking quit on the team. He quit on a team that quit on themselves. Par for the course. Par for the course. Par for the course. I talked to him. Here. Go to my X account. You'll see we follow one another. I've already talked to him. And Drew Rosenhaus. They quit because the quarterback couldn't bring them back. Thank you. Says I'm 70. I've seen crap teams in Philly. In the great words of Slider, crash and burn, huh? Philly, go Birds. Let me tell you this. I talked to Jalen Phillips. And let me not put words in his mouth. Let me just say this. He's open to an opportunity somewhere in the National Football League that would give him the opportunity to play for a winner. Okay? Do I think he'd like to play in Philly? I told him point blank, you'd enjoy it. And they would enjoy you. So it's much respect to you because I know there's not a quitting bone in your body. Any advice on how to do that? Because we want to succeed. Looky here, man. You got a lot of really great football players on that football team. You do. Okay? You are winners. Okay? We are. Okay? You are winners. Don't say that, Leon. Philadelphia Eagles are winners. It's a winning organization. It's just in a position right now that the general manager sabotaged your team. Let's be candid here. Why can't you guys go down this lane? Your GM sabotaged the team. He went too far. They took too many good football players off the team. And Juice asked the question, what can he do to fix it? Hey, Juice, you want to give Howie credit for ripping the thing apart, and then we're going to give him credit for building his mistake back up. He went too far. Every single one of you fought me on it the entire offseason, and I mean everyone fought me on it. I said, no way. Remember, I used the words blowtorch. You took a blowtorch to the defense. It was a blowtorch. Eagles need a philosophy change. Get this, and it's not sabotage. You think taking 5 starters off your fucking football team's defense that finished number 1 in the NFL and assuming players that have never even started a down were going to take over for Darius Slay. Where are you getting that from? Get this. Maybe the coaches told him we'd be okay. Dude, no way. The coaches are pawns in this. They're interchangeable pieces for this organization. Dude, they change out coaches like they change players out. Are you under the impression that the coaching staff has more say than Howie Scouts and Howie Roseman? Well, you would be sadly mistaken. Yeah, you know what you have? You have manufactured leaders. You pinned a C on A.J. Brown's sweater, and he's far from a leader. Absolutely, man. Za'Darius Smith saw you quit, and he said, get this, he did it on a Monday, knowing that they had to get into full pads on Wednesday. He didn't want to do it. He's like, fuck that. Sills, the locker room must be a disgrace if Smith retired. Dak and Burrow is living proof that it hurts. They've shown that offense keeps you in games, even if you have the worst defense in the league. It's awful. Dude, Joe Burrow winning 9 games with that shitty defense is insane. Dak keeping you in a game? The Dallas Cowboys aren't losing football games because of Dak Prescott. They're losing football games because of that shitty GM, Jerry Jones. Josh Sweat and Rodgers are having all-pro seasons. So is Milton Williams. Sills, let's get Z Smith on the show. I'll send him. Get this. Here comes Mr. fucking Pom Pom. I can only imagine what this bullshit will read. This is right out of the Bob Lang Handbook of Ass Kissers or Knee Draggers. Hey, M. Reyes, you must be 4'2" also, because you must be sliding around on your Bob Lang knee pads. Hey, Sileo, we were just supposed to pull $200 million out of our ass because that's how much it would cost to keep. Okay, so then you were worried about 26 and 27. Say it. Okay. What I don't get about this, you see this guy? He validates what I said this offseason. Hey, Sileo, we're just supposed to pull $200 million out of our ass. No. Well, then don't tell me I'm fucking wrong when I told you that you're concerned about 26 and 27. You were wrong. Howie had more of a concern over next year and the year after. He just fucking said it. Thank you. We already fucking knew that. Okay. Hey, I already know I won the conversation. Look at the contract situation at 27 and 28. Okay. Thank you. This guy's fucking a bull-faced liar. I asked the question numerous times. Do you think Howie cashed in 25 for 26, 27, and 28? He said no. Now he's saying yes. Talk about a fucking flip-flopper. You're a full of shit. Go sit in the corner, kid. Watch the show and learn something. Good afternoon, Big Sills. With Smith abruptly retiring and all the noise this year makes me believe there's much more going on in the locker room. Sounds like the coach lost the locker room to me. How many people in here believe Za'Darius Smith quit because Nick Sirianni lost the locker room already? How many people believe that Sirianni's lost the locker room? What do you think? How many people believe that Nick Sirianni's lost the locker room? So let me just put this out there. Barkley, AJ, Devontae. Now you have a guy quitting. You had a guy spitting on Dak Prescott in the opener. Boy, where's this so-called culture? Where's your culture? AJ's pissed. Devontae's pissed. The quarterback and the wide receiver hate each other. Barkley's complaining. Guy quitting. Guy with character issues. You tell me, Nick Sirianni's got his pulse on the fucking locker room? In what world do you live in? I don't see that going on with Todd Bowles. I missed two supers, Xander. I'm going to give you for instance here. Sills, they had this decision earlier. We had this discussion earlier with Xander. Immediately, I thought Sills said that during the offseason, they cashed in for – I told you the entire offseason. That was my topic. Do you think they cashed in 2025 for 26 and 27 and 28? All of you said no. I'm like, you did. I think we got another one, Big Z. Fresh off a Super Bowl. And he loses because he never had it. Because he never had it. For you to lose the locker room, you never had it. Where's this so-called culture? There are multiple issues. OC's terrible, puts a D on the field too much. Defense needs DEs in a second corner. Until they fix all three, the team is doomed. Let me show you something here. I don't think so. I believe it's the childish games between the diva receiver and Mr. I'm only going to be captain on game day. Hurts. Get rid of them bums. Let me say this to you. Do you know who the MVP of the NFL is right now? It's Baker Mayfield, and I don't even know who's second. I saw a guy take wide receivers 4, 5, and 6 and have no drop in effort level or standard of play versus the 49ers, and 3 dudes missing in the O-line, and I've seen him beat Seattle and San Francisco in consecutive weeks. And there were no excuses about fucking injuries. Dude, Baker Mayfield is willing his team. I thought Nick's one redeeming factor was the players bought in and wanted to play for him. Shit, doesn't seem like it now. Devin, thank you. Big Z, someone just rifled in another Superman. I appreciate you doing this, bro. You know that. Also, everyone in this chat got pissed at me about me causing drama in Norway about Ringo. Also, Sills, forgive me. You did warn us about the defense. I told you, man, that last quarter against Denver were signs of things to come. It's signs of things to come. Dude, that guy Drake May's killing it. I got to tell you, man, that Mayfield fucking guy, I'm not really the biggest Baker Mayfield guy, but I can't believe what I'm watching. This guy's taking off, running. He's extending plays. Tez Johnson? Who the fuck is Tez Johnson? I've never heard of some of these guys. I've never heard of anybody. Get this. You're a fan of everything opposite the Eagles. What's there to be a fan of, douchebag, right now? You got players quitting, players bitching, and you're going to try to tell me all's good on the home front. What a douchebag. This guy's a fucking idiot. All's good on the home front, according to M. Reyes. Guys quitting, people bitching, AJ trying to get himself traded, and guess what he's doing? Yeah, you're fraudulent. You heard me. Fraudulent. No. You better cope with getting your ass kicked by the Giants, guy. How he basically thought if Vic could turn special teams, Zach into an all-pro, he could do it with anybody. Wrong. No shit. You're right. Ramir, you're dead right. I like Sirianni. He's the worst coach for Hurts, though. Amen. We need a play caller, quarterback developer as head coach or OC. Sirianni doesn't develop. Hurts has only had inexperienced play callers and coaches. Dead on, dude. The Philadelphia Eagles don't develop Jalen Hurts. They quit just like they did with Wentz. As you know, I've been a little Nicky top all year. That's our problem. I got it. Za'Darius is playing if Tanner was starting against the Vikings. Sips tea. How many people believe that Nick Sirianni has lost the locker room? Let me see here. I want to take a count. Guys, hit the like button. I'm gonna do a small yes, no. Don't mean to be that simple with you. Sue says me. Yes. Definitely. Okay? Abe, wow. Okay? Yep. Good chance. Yes. Okay? Yep. I do. Bro, it's an obvious yes. I do. Of course, we'll put M. Reyes there, put a little asterisk there because King of... Look at Big Marshall, man. Dude, Big Marshall, man. Wow. That goes a long way, too. Crowley, wow. Look at all you guys. Put me for 5 likes. Yes. 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 Just right now, it's 25-1. 25-1 with the asterisk of Ass Kisser M. Reyes. The Ass Kisser M. Reyes is the only one. So you would bring in a brand new head coach to develop a running quarterback at age 20? No. I think Hurts has developed into what he is. I told you this, yes. Tired of blaming coaches and not the quarterback. Whoever told you the quarterback was going to get better? Whoever told you the quarterback was going to get better? You got me, Sills. This team is a joke. You were right. Arthur, that line, me being right, do you know how many times my wife has told me, congratulations, you're right, you're fired? That's not something I'm looking to be proud of, but thank you. If Big Marshall's saying, dude, right, if Big Marshall's out there saying it, there's a problem. I don't think he lost the locker room because he never had it to begin with. Even the players know it's Howie's team. The quarterback talks about Laurie more than Sirianni. It's just bad now because the team is so young and no leaders. Damn great take, Jason. I'd say 95% of the folks in here are brilliant sports talk people. Kimberly, Sue, all of you, all great sports talk. We got a couple pom-pom waivers. That's okay to have those guys. You got to have pom-pom waivers. And you got to have people who come in here just to talk shit to me. I don't know even what that is. We talk sports here, man. This is nothing personal back and forth with each other. Some people come in here and want to take it personal on me. I don't know. I don't even know what they're doing. I'm doing a show, and they're taking shots at me. I don't know what the fuck that is. Really. I'm their life. Guys like this LJ guy, he lives for me. Okay? I'm the reason he lives. Because, I mean, if anybody spends 4 hours a day of their life with me, you better be married to me or be a great sports talker. Sills, Smith retiring is a result of a real problem. It's the locker room. If the offense was working, the team would be fine. Poor offense puts too much stress. Okay? Did Howie or Nick promote KP? Hey, BJ should only be talking if he's... Yeah, that's right. You're damn right. Hey, from now on, LJ, you want my attention? You'll pay for it. Trust me. If you want my attention from now on, you're going to fucking pay me to do it. She says, I don't think we can fix this midseason. This is too big a mess, right? Health is going to make you a lot better. Remember that. Health, dime. Health is going to make you better. Riz, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Sirianni's not an aggressive coach because he's an ass kisser. That's what the Eagles need, an aggressive who makes decisions. Who, like Doug? They don't want that guy in the room. Do you know how you control people? You control people by hiring lesser people with lesser confidence around you so you can control them. You don't hire alpha dogs. Confident people hire competent people. Listen what I said. Confident people hire competent people. People that are not confident hire incompetent people. End of story. How do you keep hiring these nobodies? I watched this Josh Grizzard with the Bucks. This guy's the hottest coaching candidate on the fucking planet. No O-line, 4, 5, and 6 receivers, and they're winning ball games. He is some savant. In-game situational play calling is incredible. By the way, Baker Mayfield has gotten, I mean, it's insane. Especially in today's world, it's easy to check out when you can't control the situation. Look at these players. It's human nature at this point. Jason, thank you. Xander, I just missed the super there. Guys, do me a favor, please. Please hit the like button. Supers go to the top here. Let me see. I think I got one more up here. Say what you want. Hurts lost the locker room. Hurts lost the locker room because he's a company guy. He's a company guy. I'm look at this. I'm still on the front page here. Your head coach has lost his locker room, and they don't buy into the quarterback. And the locker room is in tatters. Where's this fucking culture, Nick? And you got a PR guy trying to tell you everything's okay. Total bullshit. And you will believe anything. You love liars. Hubris is why I do still hold hope, though. All right. When I see this team, they're all happy. When things go good, when things start going bad, they're ripping each other apart. That's a leaderless team. Amen. They're front runners. Hey, you know how I can tell when a person's really great? When adversity hits. I love using my kid as an example. They went up to this tournament. Nobody wanted to play. Everybody was crying and bitching about the field. My kid was the player of the tournament for her team. She didn't give a shit. She went out and played her ass off, no matter if the score is 52-0 or 0-52. I love fucking people like that. Because you know why? Those are dangerous humans. Because no matter what the score is, you're going to get the very best out of me. Scoreboard doesn't matter if you've got character. If you've got character, scoreboard has no impact on your life. Because you go out there and represent yourself at all times. No matter if there's a teammate chirping at you or you're winning or losing has nothing to do with how you play. Nothing. If your teammate sucks and he's picking his ass up and he's moaning and bitching and you go down in that lane with him, that's a you thing. Yep. What do you do when the going right? Do we think BG's loss is bigger than we thought? Hey, man, I'd call BG and ask him if he wanted to just suit up. I don't know. It couldn't hurt. You're rudderless right now as a leader, and that starts with the coach. Your coach is a fraud. He's a fucking fraud. When you need Nick the most, he's never around. Za'Darius Smith quit on a team that quit Thursday night. How you doing? Okay? Look at this. What does that have to do with me, douchebag? And by the way, so what? I could go on WIP and be a mouthpiece for you to sit around and gobble the goo? So do we say GJ was right? Of course we do. We knew it the whole time. Where my other son at? Start with a T. He gets 100 glazed comments a minute. It picks out the one negative. What the fuck are you talking to, kid? These things are firing at me. Douchebag. I've been a fan for 50 years. The Eagles need to wave pom-poms for me. I'm going to call a spade a spade. Got another one, Xander, please, if we can. Thanks, guys, for the super chats. And thank you, the other losers, for the algorithm. Keep it up. I appreciate all you losers. By the way, the losers that I've designated, from now on, the only way you will get my attention is if you pay for it, like I just said. I don't give my attention to people who don't deserve it. And guys, like some of these people in here, from now on, will pay for it. And by the way, those of you that support, I pick you guys out And if you put supers on here, you notice I go to the ones too that send the support to the channel. So you're not paying for my attention. I want you to think that. It doesn't help when the quarterback is out promoting Jordan when the building is on fire. I saw Baker run. Brother, Jalen hasn't done that since Renaissance. When AJ, a captain, you know it's no real leaders. There's another super up here, Xander. Thank you guys so much for coming at me big time. I said all offseason how we punted this season. For 26 and 27 to be better for those years. Yes, I agree. If you ask me, Carter, Nolan, and them, I'm not signing anyone yet. Well, Carter, I'm looking at the money. I'm signing Carter. Nolan, I don't know. Nakobe, get this. You know who's off my list of signing? I'm not signing Nolan Smith. I'm not signing Nakobe Dean. I'm signing Carter, but let's see what the money is. And I'm not signing Reed. So help me out here for a second. What's up with the drafting? What now? You know they're going to sign Nolan. That's a draft pick. Congratulations, then. You'll be wasting money on a guy who can't stay healthy again. Okay? If you sign Nolan, it's a waste of money. I told you he couldn't play seven. Hey, listen. In the offseason, I said Nolan Smith will not play 17 weeks. Jalen has gone Hollywood, folks. I don't think shit of that guy this year. Sorry. I've never wavered. Dude, Baker Mayfield is the runaway MVP. Now, look, there's 11 of these left. So much football to be played. Jalen Hurts is nowhere in the room with that guy. He's not even remotely close. That guy doesn't need a perfect team around him. Hurts does. Jalen Hurts needs a perfect coordinator, perfect team. Everyone has to be healthy. Not with Mayfield. That fucker's not even healthy. And he's got a first-year coordinator. And he's got a defensive coach as head coach. You tell me. And by the way, the last two coordinators have all gone on to be head football coaches in the NFL. And Liam Cohn is 4-1. Seals, who are you willing to trade? Big names only. We got to start spending money. The coaches are on D. They will do more with talent than the O coaches. Yeah, because the O coaches are all servants to the owner. Xander, I missed the super, I believe. Thank you very much, Eric. Thank you again, man. I wouldn't trade any picks. Just punt this season. That's a thought. By the way, I'm not trading Jalen Hurts. I'm not moving off of Jalen Hurts. This is the bed you're lying in. Sills, burn me up when you said AJ was a crybaby. Pickett and Metcalf going off. How do you think he feels? Like shit. How about this? My friend, I don't think he hates Jalen. I think he hates Jalen's skill. And he hates the offense. And he hates the coaches for putting him in this position. Every time the Eagles go to the Super Bowl, they have a down following year. Let everyone walk. No replacements and new OC again. Yes. Because Howie Roseman is to blame for this. He's to blame. Nobody in Philly will ever do this. Howie Roseman is to blame for the problems that are on the team and in the locker room right now. Who else? Who else? The head coach was hired by the organization. The general manager took a blowtorch to the defense, and they hired an incompetent OC. You know the one thing about Kellen Moore? Kellen was told to change to the running game, but you knew the one thing that he did know? When Hurts needed a passing game, he was a competent play caller. There lies the difference. Do you guys agree with me on that? The difference between Kellen Moore and Kevin Patullo is this. When shit went sideways, hey, for the record, 4-2 is irrelevant. How have you played for 24 quarters of football? That's how you look at this. You don't look at it with a record because the records are flawed. You know, there's some 4-2 teams out there that aren't really 4-2 teams. How have you played for 24 quarters? Right? Right? The OC schemes are players open. It's not Patullo. It's not Patullo's fault. It's the quarterback's limitations. The coordinator and the quarterback are not matched up. Let me ask you one last fucking time on this. Between Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni, who's got more of an acronym for being a passing guy? Who's got more knowledge of the passing game? Nick or Jalen? Who's more of a philosophical passer when it comes to the approach of a game? Ask yourself, between Nick and Jalen Hurts, who's got more of an idea of what the NFL is when it comes to passing game? It's Nick. Right? Well, then why are you throwing the ball with a quarterback who's limited? Because Kevin Patullo is doing what Nick wants. Because the run game is not very good. They're either running it or passing it. They can't do both. You know why? Because you're not competent. How in the world could Hurts know anything about a passing game when you're talking about one of the worst passing teams in pro football for the last 6 games and all of 2024? We now know one thing. That line that all of you were using, we didn't have to throw the ball in 24, was full of shit. You couldn't throw the ball on an everyday basis. You know why? When you've been asked to do it, it's been flawed. This is just a carryover from a year ago. Do you know what this looks like right now, the Eagle offense? 2024, the first 4 games of the year. Nothing more, nothing less. Yeah, they're coaching the quarterback so bad right now. Passing quarterback? You need to coach him like Josh Allen. Seals says, Howie, that arrogant, yes, that he thought his roster was good enough after all the yes, he did. This is a perfect scenario for Wentz to put a nail in the coffin. I forgot about that. Carson Wentz coming to town and coming to Lincoln Financial. Titans just fired Callahan. Yeah, because you know what they realized? They need a passing coach. to go in there and deal with their number one overall investment. I wouldn't be shocked if they hired John Gruden. Callahan, I mean, right? Dude, don't be shocked if that guy in Tampa, Josh Grizzard, is going to get a lot of opportunities, man. He is. Sales, Nick, assuming the play calling duties, has put him on the hot seat. If Doug got fired, so can Nick. Absolutely. Seals, while Jalen is our quarterback, does it make sense to spend money on skilled players? Or do you take care of the trenches and pay the defense? Dude, if you want to keep using Jalen Hurts, you got to keep that side of the aisle fed. And you're always going to have a conveyor belt of players on that conveyor belt on defense. Here's your bench guys on defense. Carter, Q, Cooper DeJean, and Bond in the interim. As soon as Bond's contract, how many people in here believe that Zach Bond will get another contract in Philly? No. As a matter of fact, I'll make you a bet. Zach Bond doesn't live out the contract in Philly. Want to bet? He doesn't go the 3 years. No. Be in the final year of that contract, be like 29 years old? No. He won't get to that final year. Because they don't want to pay that side of the ball because of the quarterback. Milton Williams is a force. By the way, what's the record for Milton Williams and the resurgent New England Patriots? 4-2. Huh. Oh, wonder why. Okay. Mike Vrabel? Wow. Another Big Seals prediction. Patriots are making the playoffs. Remember everyone went bold prediction. Yeah, well, Mike Vrabel's going to make a difference. That's a difference maker. That's proof that AJ is right. He's the leader that spoke up about it 3 straight years. He's melting down on the inside. No one is listening to him. Because the quarterback doesn't have to. He's a company guy. Okay? He's a company guy. How about this conversation? So, like I said, to close up Za'Darius, why wouldn't he quit? The team quit Thursday, so he quit. That's a reflection on Nick Sirianni. End of story. And Howie. It's a team of quitters. Just shows you. You can have a lot of great players on your football team. Oh, and by the way, if Gardner Johnson was such a headache on your team, why do you have more issues this year without him? I thought getting rid of Gardner Johnson was to make sure that the environment in the locker room was better. They got rid of CJ Gardner Johnson because they were afraid of his big mouth. And they didn't like his attitude because he was an asshole. I don't know. So far, I've seen a player spit on someone, player quit, and constant bickering in the locker room. What happened? You got rid of Gardner Johnson. I thought that shit was all supposed to go away. What happened? And little Nicky's Magic Zed Dust. Who do you think Nick Sirianni is? Phil Jackson? You know the greatest thing about Phil Jackson was? Phil Jackson couldn't build a deck of cards into a house. But you know what Phil Jackson could do? You know that guy that stands outside of the circus and he's circling the plates and he's doing the plates and he's doing all this? Phil knew how to handle Dennis Rodman. He knew how to handle Jordan. He knew how to handle Pippen. He knew how to handle all the role players. Because you know why? He knew how to fucking talk to them. Hey, Mike, you can't be scoring champion anymore. If you want to be a scoring champion, you'll never win an NBA title. So Jordan compromised. Hey, Scotty, you got to do all the dirty work if you want to be one of the greatest players of all time. Okay. Hey, Dennis, you can wear a dress all you want. You can put lipstick on, but you better get me 14 and 10 every fucking night. And he did. That's what made him special. Phil could maneuver and manipulate Kobe Bryant and Shaquille. Nick goes up to the front office, gets his marching orders, and comes down to the locker room and hits an echo chamber. Dude, I hate coaches like that. Well, let me tell you hey, by the way, there's a way of doing it. Hey, you know what? And somebody said something to me. I think it was my wife. She goes, hey, if the Eagles are going to pay you $16 million, would you walk around on your knees? Fuck yeah. We would beat the piss out of the Eagles if we played quarterback, sustained success, six-time May MVP. Your quarterback is limited. Coach him that way. Jalen didn't run at all. I believe in the Giants game. You're right, he didn't. It's like he's doing the exact opposite of what won the first couple of games were his wheels. Yeah, because they've got a play calling system going on right now. Okay? Look at this. I'm wearing the Baker Mayfield knee pads because it's justified. You wear your knee pads even if they blow. At least I'm giving a guy kudos for winning and doing it the right way and carrying a football team. You're blowing a guy who sucks. That's the difference between me and you, dude. I give people credit for winning. You blow people just because they're Eagles. That's funny. They got rid of CJ out of fear of some of the same things that AJ's doing, only because AJ's on offense and CJ's on defense. That's nasty work. That's a great take, Marsh. That's a great take. If Gardner Johnson had played offense, they wouldn't have got rid of him. Hurts will be putting on squatting videos, but not practicing with his receivers. Yeah, to be showing you his gala cards, like, going to the Met and shit. Or refusing to go to the White House or whatever, some sort of bullshit that he is now. This guy's some sort of different dude. I mean, he's so not relatable anymore. You know what else I love about Mayfield? He's relatable. You know why? The ebb and flows of his life. Ups, downs, hollering at people, immaturity, failure, success. He's relatable. He's not really a Met Gala guy. Hey, Super Bowl hangover? It's like a success hangover. Hey, we're the Eagles, so guys like M. Reyes will sit around and blow us all day. What more do you want? I mean, I got a whole fan base that sit around and blow us all day. There's a billion M. Reyeses in Philly. Could do no wrong, including the GM. I mean, right? Hating on Mayfield with the way he's playing is insane. Of course it is. Because what it does, it downplays your guy and his incompetence on not being able to carry a team. So how do we fix this? All right, let's go there because Juice put this out there earlier. Go get Jalen Phillips. The Dolphins are a train wreck. Give some of those draft picks up. Now, I don't know what. By the way, Jalen Phillips said he had a great relationship with Vic. They had a really good sack year the year Vic was down there. I think they finished 10th in sacks. Said he enjoyed playing for him. Get an edge like him. That immediately fixes your room. And on top of that, you get healthy on the other side. Health is your problem and your enemy. Health is your enemy. I know who he is. Went to school at the University of Miami. I know who the kid is. I know him personally. Nobody's coming to save us. I didn't say save you. I said help you. Okay? Howard Eskin's going to join us at 3:30. Gary Cobb at 4:30. Big Z will be the closer and the Mariano Rivera. We will have him at 5 or right after. Carmine, how you doing, bro? Nick better be on the phone with Mike McDaniel the minute the Dolphins can hire him. Perfect OC for the team. Trade AJ in the offseason. So these trade talks about AJ Brown. You think Howie Roseman's taking... I know one team that called. The Patriots. Of course Howie picked the phone up. Howie's not actively trading. When the Eagles say we're not trading A.J. Brown, doesn't mean they're not taking calls about A.J. Brown. I know of one team. And if there's one team, there's multiple teams that have called. You don't think A.J. Brown's agent is on the phone with teams too, polluting the waters for him to get the fuck out of Philadelphia? You don't think like the Bills want him? Or how about this one? How about putting that guy in Kansas City? How about putting that guy with Trevor Lawrence? Here's another one. How about putting him in Tampa? I don't think the Eagles organization think AJ's a problem. He's a problem because he changes the narrative every week. You know, what's funny is this. With all that shit that went on, I remember going, you don't really think this stuff is... I told Xander this. You don't really think this stuff's going away, do you? You know why it's not going away? Because the wide receiver doesn't respect the quarterback's game. And he sees all the other guys chomping and eating out there but him. This morning, Xander said Howie was passing over dimes for nickels. J-Mac said Howie knew this was a reset year. Who's right? Both. Two things can be right. J-Mac, dude, why? When I set topics for you, I'm not doing it just to kill a segment. I swear to you, I come up with topics for you to have to think about it that would come back later in the regular season for us to revisit. Every single topic that I brought up to you guys this offseason, we're talking about it now. The lack of talent in replacing, the inexperienced OC, mortgaging 25 for 26, 27, and 28. Those are all topics we brought up. You don't remember? We did numerous shows, and all of you telling me I was crazy. I mean, what didn't you hear? Or was it you didn't want to hear? Do I think A.J. Brown is on the trading block? No, I don't. Do I think Howie's taking calls from other teams about A.J.? Why wouldn't he? So he gets to know the market value. In case there is a decision that maybe they have to trade him to better the team. Why wouldn't you want to know? Get this. If somebody called you, get this, but do you bite the hand that feeds you? When you're A.J. Brown is going to get paid $32 million in Philly, or he's going to get paid $32 million in Carolina. He's getting $32 million. Sills, this all goes back to what Jeff Kerr said about too much inconsistency on defense. Yeah, it'll always be this way. Yes. Correct. It'll always be this way. Should they bring in the Titans coach as a consultant? Dude, I'd bring in Doug Peterson as a consultant. He said he would do it. Why wouldn't you do that? Because there's too many insecure people in the building. Because the owner might fall in love with Doug again. That'd be a nightmare for Howie and for Nick. Doug's got too big a backbone. They like dudes like M. Reyes with small backbones. They like people with carp backbones, like M. Reyes, like the little chicken bones you like pull out of your food. Those little backbones. They like little backbones. They don't want a big backbone. That means you got an opinion. That means you got some say. You got to have them little backbones like LJ and M. Reyes. Ones that you could break over your knee or between your fingers, more so than anything. I actually like that guy. Seals, if Howie makes a move with AJ now, we'll have bigger problems. Howie created a buyer's market. Teams know we need to move AJ to salvage the season. Dude, you don't need to move AJ Brown to salvage the season. You need to get healthier and smarter. And Nick needs to do some fucking coaching. Hey, AJ, sit the fuck down. Shut up. I don't want to hear dick out of you. I don't want to, you know what Nick needs to do? Act like Mike Tomlin. Shut the fuck up. Be quiet. If I hear anybody else talking shit, you're fine. Just shut the hell up. Worry about your job and stop being a social media gossip columnist. Do your job. Why can't Nick just go, shut up, all of you, including the quarterback? Why is that so hard? Hey, maybe this team needs a little bit of tough coaching. Grabbing people by the back of their necks and go, sit the fuck down. I mean, hey, the parade float with Xander's over. It's been over for 11 months, guy. Float's done. Float's long gone. That's a distant memory. Okay? I actually like the parade float. I'm good with it. I'm not cooking the parade float. I'm cooking the people that are still on it. Seals, if Howie makes a move, yeah. What did I see a guy with, what is it? AJ talks family, business, and public. He could never be a. Yeah, well, that guy would be on a Fredo boat ride. Come on, Fred. Come on, Michael. Come on. You got to go to Tahoe with your dad. Oh, he's gonna miss the fishing trip. No, that's all right. You better say about 3 Hail Marys. Bye, Fredo. Yeah, have a good fishing trip. I'll see you in the afterlife. Here's a one-way ticket to the resurrection. That's Tony Montana, though, but same guy. Yeah, just tell him. Be quiet. You're making us look bad. No, it's not. You could turn the whole thing around. Green Bay and Detroit. You could change the whole direction. Green Bay and Detroit. And you could be king of the prom again. But you got to take care of business with Minnesota and New York. Dude, by the way, if you beat the New York Giants 50-0, they got their end. You split with the New York Giants. Man, does that hurt? You talk about an enema. I would have believed that the Cowboys split with you before I would have believed that shitty Giants team split with you. I mean, Seals, can you ask Phillips if the Eagles front office have called for his services? When you're under contract, the only people, he's represented by Drew Rosenhaus. And they got a dude in the building in that, Rosenhaus and Associates, that is a former Miami Hurricane. His name is Robert Bailey. And Robert's a former teammate. I know Robert very well. And players under contract with one team, remember Tom Brady? When he was, the Dolphins wanted to have some conversations. You can't do that. You lose draft picks doing that. So you got to be cognizant of that. Do you think we could move Hurts during the offseason? Why would you? It seems like Joe Burrow and Hurts both need a new start. Could that be something we explore if Burrow wants out? If Joe Burrow wants out, there's going to be 25 teams that will want his services. There'll be like 25 teams. Shit, after watching Jackson Dart, Hurts might be the third best team in the fourth. You know what? Actually, Hurts might be the worst quarterback in the NFC East right now, skill-wise. You ever think of that? I mean, I saw Jackson Dart outplay him in his rookie year and put Vic to the woodshed. I don't know. Who would have ever said this? Jalen Hurts is the least talented quarterback in the NFC East. I mean, Sills, do you really think this is going to get turned around? Great question. To a point. To a point. To a point. And I do think the coaching is the reason it won't get all the way turned around. Sills, AJ's not getting separation. That I see. Well, I don't know. I'm sorry. I saw AJ open a fucking ton in that Giants game. He was open, dude. The quarterback wasn't processing. Or, get this. Here's two things with Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown. Either Jalen Hurts wasn't processing and seeing A.J. Brown, or he don't want to throw to him. Pick one. A.J. was open all day. Well, then there's only one other thing. Well, two. He can't see him, or he doesn't want to throw to him, or both. Is there any other reason? If you've got a $32 million wide receiver, and he's open all day, and you're not getting the ball to him, you either don't want to throw the ball to him or your quarterback can't see him. You tell me. I think it's both.